The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not reflect those of Entrepreneur Editing or Divine Media Galaxy. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Outside Looking In. Come with us as we take you on a journey into Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Proverb on the mic is next on the list.
I'm the man with the plan, got a Glock in my hand. Shot a nigga one time, then I seen him take the stand.
One mistake and your life can change forever.
And I took shit from niggas, but I ain't still been locked up and interrogated. I ain't squeal, never broke bread with now, nigga. I ain't.
Does crime really pay? Is it really worth it? You only have one life to live. Make the best of it.
175 Second Avenue. 175 Second Avenue, 10-4. That's 56K? From the 56 at this time. 900K.
This is Outside Looking In, where gang members, killers, robbers tell their stories and inform you what they've been through and why you should avoid going to jail or prison. So we need to make a change for the youth and keep them away from the new wave slavery. This is Outside Looking In. Stay tuned and tap in.
Man, check it out, man. They burning us alive in this bitch so everybody can see. Y'all see that shit, man? Got all that smoke, man.
You know what I'm saying? We live in the bitch, bro, in the shower, you know what I'm saying? Nigga owe my nigga some money. Bro finna pull up on this nigga right now. Ass nigga, it's real. Outside looking in, man. Y'all tap in, man. Triple D shit. Here they come right now. Hey, so what's up? Hey, what's up? What's up with that money, bro?
Hey, welcome everybody. This is Outside Looking In. You're tuned in to episode 4, and I have the privilege to sit down with the homie Proverb on the mic. How you doing,
Good,
bro?
brother. I'm good, baby. But,
Man, go ahead and tell everybody your name and where you from.
For sure, man. It's your boy Proverb on the mic, the Oscar baby, Carrollton, Texas representative, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for having me, man.
Man, I appreciate you making it. I know you're a busy man, and you've been real busy with the music and everything. I'm not going to really take a lot of your time, but let's get right into it, bro.
For sure.
You've been to the penitentiary, right? Let's talk about what exactly did you do that ended up putting you in the penitentiary?
Well, I was 18. I caught an aggravated assault with deadly weapon and with an organized criminal activity. And it was all over some gangbanging shit. You know, I grew up gangbanging, you know. I was a sureño and, well, it was just, I remember it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday and I was with my people. I was chilling with my mom and my brothers in them, right? Yeah. And they usually would let me drink with them, but that day, for some reason, they were like, nah, you know, you can't drink. And I got kind of mad, and I was like, man, shit, I'm finna burn off, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna take off. So I took off, and my T. Jones was like the whole time, like, man, don't leave. So I leave, and I go chill with these fools. So we barely leaving my pop spot, and I remember vividly, fools, a Saturday, and it's like 4 p.m., you know what I'm saying? It's like 4 p.m. So we turning into the street. Boom, when we turn into the street, it's a birthday party going on right there in the corner of the apartments, you know. It's like Saturday, 4 p.m., man, you know, it's like the sun out. They were having a birthday party. It was a little kid's birthday party going on in the corner, right? Yeah. So we come out, we turn, and when we turn, we going down the street, we see some fool walking with his girl, you know what I'm saying? A rival. I won't say his name, but we see him with his girl, you know what I'm saying? And a week prior to that, they had jumped one of the homies over there on their side, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the homie didn't even bang. He would just kick it with us, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he was just affiliated with us. So we had heard that, and it was already like, it was tension between us and everything, right? So we see him walking, and I hop out. I heard dudes supposedly nice at fighting, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I hop out. I'm like, what's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And the dude, he don't want to fight. You know, he's with his girl. He don't want to fight. So I'm like, man, come on, fools. Like, stop talking shit. But he's steady walking away and talking shit. So, man, I just turn around. We had a strap, so I just turn around. I'm like, man, what's up? Somebody pop out with the cuete. Somebody pop out with the cuete. And nobody was really, you know, doing nothing. So I run to the truck. Boom, boom. I'm like, what's up? First thing they do was, boom, hand me the gun. So I grab that bitch, take that bitch off safety, cock it, boom. And I start running at him. So when I'm running at him, my mission, like, I wasn't trying to kill. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't even trying to kill the dude, you know what I'm saying? I really was just gonna pistol whip him, beat him up, you know what I'm saying, for talking shit. So when I guess I'm running on him, he hears me running, you know, I guess, boom, 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 and he turns around. And when I see him turn around, I guess instinct, you know, boom, I just pop him real quick. Boom, let that bitch go. So I hit him in the back. When I hit him, he spins over, boom, falls on his back. So when he falls on his back, he's screaming. His girl screaming. Everybody in the car screaming. The birthday party, now they screaming, you know what I'm saying? So all this is going on, and now I'm like, oh shit. So I just think real quick, and I'm like, if something just tells me, fuck it, just, you know, go ahead and try it. So I get on top of the fool, and I start trying to let that bitch go. The gun jammed. So after that first shot, that was jammed. I'm squeezing, I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm hearing all this screaming, I'm trying to slap this bitch on my thigh or something, get this bitch to go. His girl sees that bitch ain't shooting, she jumps on top of him. When she jumps up top of him, I put that bitch in her head. I'm like, fuck it. I start pulling again. Now she going crazy, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I start running.
But I hate to cut you out, man, because we want to make sure that. So it was still jammed whenever you.
Yeah, the whole time it was jammed. Yeah. So I only hit him that first time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm hearing so much, I'm just trying to squeeze, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about doing nothing else. I'm just trying to squeeze, you know what I'm saying? So I run to the truck, boom, I throw the gun, I jump in. I'm like, man, we gotta go. So we go, boom, we take off. We head to the apartments, Summit Park Apartments. We go to apartments, and we pull up by the creek. When we pull up, I hop out, and I'm like, I look and I start seeing the laws pass. The laws are passing. So I'm like, man, give me the strap. I'm like, man, give me the strap. I'm finna go throw this bitch in the creek, get rid of it. And they're like, nah, we finna take care of it. We finna dig it, hide it. I'm like, man, fuck all that. Give me the gun. Let's throw this bitch in the creek. Like, you know what I'm saying? So while we're arguing about this, I see laws passing. I'm like, fuck it, keep that bitch ass gun, you know? And I take off and I go down to the creek. Boom, I go down to the creek. And I head all the way to the end, and I call up the homie, and I tell the homie, hey, fool, this, and this. He's like, all right, look, meet me over there by the trash can. I'm finna pull up on you. I'm like, all right, bet. Boom. He pulls up. I get in the whip. I'm hiding in the back seat. So when he's coming out, he's like, fool, there's cops everywhere. There's laws everywhere. He takes me to his crib. Boom. So he's like, come here. He washes my hands with bleach, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to clean me up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you think happened? You think that fool died? I said, man, I know he didn't die. I said, I'm pretty sure he didn't die. I'm like, nah. So he's like, all right. He's like, look, I'm gonna take you to your crib. When you get to your crib, take off all your clothes, throw them in a garbage bag and throw them hoes away or burn them. He's like, but get rid of your clothes. I'm like, I bet. Boom. Go to the house. I do that. But when I'm at the crib where my pops was staying down the building on the apartment, some fools that were on the case that were with me, I seen the laws were already at their apartments. So I'm peeping shit and I'm just seeing laws pass by. And every time they're passing, they're looking at me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man. So I hit up my T-Date again and I'm like, hey man, I need you to come scoop me up. She's like, what's up? I'm like, man, I need you to come scoop me up. Boom, so she scoops me up. I get over there to her apartment and one of the dude's brothers that was with me calls me. Boom, maybe 2 hours later, he calls me. And it's probably 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? It's probably 8 p.m. now. So remember, this happened around 4. It's probably 8 p.m. And he's like, hey, fool, where you at? I'm like, shit, I'm over here at my T-Lady's crib. He's like, man, hold up. And the law grabs the phone from him. He's like, hey, where you? They called me by my nickname and everything. He's like, hey, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, man, who is this? He said, man, you know who it is, man. We already know what happened. I said, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I hung up. Boom. I get a call 5 more seconds later, maybe. Hello? And it's him from his phone, whatever. Hey, we already know where you're at. You better not even run. We finna come get you. You know what I'm saying? We just want to talk to you. I'm like, for what? He said, man, there was a shooting over here. And, you know, we just need to talk to you. I'm like, all right, bet. So they pull up, boom. They go interrogate me. And, but they already know. You know, they already knew they had me. When I pulled up, they had papers. They already had everybody's mugshots out there. And I'm like, damn.
So how much time you end up getting from the?
They gave me a 12-year sentence.
Did you go to trial? You had to plea out?
Yeah. So I caught my case April 2010. I bonded out June 2010. I was out on bond that whole time all the way to February 11th, 2011. But while I was out on bond, I caught 2 more assault cases and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was thugging. I ain't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so February 11th, 2011, I go to my court. My lawyer's telling me that they offered me 7, you know what I'm saying? They got 7 on the table, but I'm like, man, this is my first charge. Everybody keeps saying it's your first charges, you know, you can get probation. Man, don't believe none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Them hoes don't give a fuck. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, man, I want probation. He's like, well, this is the only way you can get probation, you know what I'm saying, by going open plea. So I went open plea, which is trial by judge, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I bet. Boom, so I go open plea and so while we're going in there, the DA goes in there, the dude that shot takes a stand, his pops takes a stand, and so when the DA's talking, now they're like, man, the state recommends no less than 20 years. So I'm looking at I got a court-appointed lawyer though, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my lawyer like, man, bitch, you just said only 7. And they ended up giving me 12, you know what I'm saying? I got 12 years aggravated
after
for both.
all the back and forth.
Yeah. So I ended up getting 12 years aggravated and man, so like I said, I was out on bond. So February 11th, I get my 12-year sentence. 45 days later, I'm already on the road to prison. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the first, typically I know transfers are pretty much the same. You sit there, you go there, you may sit there a couple of weeks and months or whatever, but what is the first ID unit that you end up hitting? I
went to Clemens, Burning Hell Clemens in Brazoria County, you know what I'm saying?
Why do they call it Burning Hell?
Because that bitch is hot. And that whole hot and it be rowdy, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but youngsters there. So when I pull up to Clemens, I'm 21. You know what I'm saying?
What year is this?
This is 2013.
Okay.
I get there February 8th, 2013. I remember I got there February 8th, 2013. And
so what was it like when you got there?
Man, off the jump, when we pulled up, it looks like an old, wore-down warehouse, red bricks, this the windows all kicked down. You wouldn't even think this was a penitentiary type shit. Yeah. So we go in there, we go through the back, they let us in the back gate. And when you go through the back gate, the schoolhouse is right there. So we see the schoolhouse, and I'm seeing a bunch of little kids, right? It looked to me, I'm like, man, them looks like kids. They looking out and shit. And they all got the white suit, but they got a stripe on their shit, right? So I'm like, damn, I guess it's different over here, right? So we hop out. But as soon as I hop out, they ain't hitting nobody up like, what's up, you blasting, or you a blood crip, whatever. You know, they just looking. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe they're not saying nothing because of the laws.
What custody level did you
I
start?
was G2. I was G2. So G2 is a general population. When you get in there, you got all your privileges.
Yeah.
Whatever privilege they give, you got them all. You know what I'm saying?
Who'd you end up getting housed with?
When I first got there, I was cellies with Humble Big Bear. Humble Big Bear out of H-Town. What's up, Humble Big Bear? You know what I'm saying? Gilbert Abila out of H-Town. He out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, so when I get to Clemens, it's nothing but youngsters. So I'm 21. Humble West End pulls up with me. He's like 21, 22 at the time. We go by commissary and UCC right there, and we see the homeboys coming out for day room. So this I didn't know at the time this was A row. So the way Clemens is built is 1 and 2 row. They got their own day room. Then it's 3 and 4 row. We got our own day room upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Well, A row had G4 mixed with G2. G4 is medium custody. So if you fuck up in G2, you could either go to G4, which is medium custody, or they could put you further to which is G5, which is close custody. You know, so they take your privileges, whatever, away. You know what I'm saying? And so when I get to Clemens, the first humble I see is out of ATX, humble Perico. He's a SSI. He's pushing the broom. Boom, boom. It's like, where y'all niggas from? Huh? It's like, shit, well, I'm from Dallas, the humble from A. Oh, y'all blasting? Like, yeah, we homeboys. What's up? Like, shit, y'all ready for your quarter check? Right? Whatever. He's like, you finna be sellers with Big Bear. I'm like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah. He said, Big Bear, big motherfucker. He said, that's probably who's gonna do your quarter check, me and him. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bet, humble shit, whatever. Then I remember humble Little York comes out, boom, they go to the day room, they G4. So all of these niggas are skinny and swollen a bitch, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, boom, 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 boom. What's up, where y'all from? Like, shit, D-Town, what's up? What's blasting? Like, man, y'all ready? Oh, we finna bang y'all up. Whoa. That's all everybody talking about, just fighting. I'm like, all right. So I'm telling Humble, like, bitch, we in a rowdy motherfucker, so.
So let me ask you this, though, bro. What kind of, I mean, this is a brand new environment for you, right? Like, what are some of the thoughts that's going on in your head, bro? Like, when you pull up on a unit and you got all these dudes talking about, man, oh, we finna get your heart checked. Yeah, we finna look at that. Like, what's going on in your? Do you have any fear in your heart? Like,
yeah, because you don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing stories about the unit. You know what I mean? And I can be confident as I want with my hands. You know, it's niggas 2-on-1, 3-on-1s, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I got there and I was just like, shit's whatever. I knew what come with it already. You know what I'm saying? By that time, I already been gone 2 years, so I already know what to expect.
So let me ask you this, bro. You're a big guy. How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1". Now, 21 years old, how much did you weigh at 21?
At 21, I'm probably like, maybe like 330, 340 maybe so at that time. I was already been a big dude, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already, homeboys already looking at me like, oh yeah, you know, they ready to get at me, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, well, I want to do your check. I'm like, whoever, homeboy, I'm like, whoever want to come do it, come do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping, dog. Like, I already know what it is.
So
you know
how soon did you get your heart check out the way?
So I get to Clemens. And I go upstairs and I'm with Humble Big Bear. And when I get to the cell, it's my first ID unit. You know what I'm saying? So when I get to the cell, this bitch is small, bro. This bitch is probably like from that wall to right here, this big, and maybe from right here to like maybe right here. It's small, fool. I barely fit in this bitch with the 2 bunks and all in the bathroom and everything. So I'm putting all my shit up. Homo Perico's like, yeah, you and Big Bear finna be in this hoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, all right. So it took me like 30 days to get my check. So when I got to Clemens, it was still rocking, but the laws were more tripping now. You know what I'm saying? They weren't just, you would have to wait till it's good upstairs and downstairs to run a check. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That way none of the officers get in the way or none of that shit. You know what I mean? And so it took me like 30 days, but before that, we had almost got in a riot. I had got in a squabble, you know, so the homeboys already knew, like, you know what I'm saying?
He don't get out there.
Yeah, you know, homeboy certified, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but they still got to do that check.
Yeah, they have to, you know what I'm saying? They have to.
It's law, yeah.
So, well, it was going to be Humble Perico and Humble Big Bear, and Perico was known for beating shit up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the whole time he was like, wow, bitch, I'm finna get in there. I'm like, well, shit, that's what's up. Like, I'm ready. Like, bitch, I ain't tripping, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I already know what come with it. So he ain't end up doing it. And Homeboy Morley out of H-Town did it. Shout out homeboy Marley. He in H-Town. He doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy him and Big Bear did my shit. And
so what? Because you say you had to wait 30 days. What kind of heart check did you have to face? Because I know it's discretionary per unit, and
it's just 2-on-1.
It's just a 2-on-1.
2-on-1. You know what I'm saying?
So what that look like for you? Like a 2-on-1?
About 3-4 rounds.
Seconds, a minute.
3-4 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 or 4 rounds. So
until they get it out their chest.
Kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause so it'll be the law hit 3-roll. All right, 3-roll. Count time. Boom. They hit 3-roll. When that bitch coming back, you stop. That hoe hit 4-roll. All right, 4-roll, count time. Run it one more time. So that's just the first, that's the first. You wait on the other law to come. You know, so if by this time they seeing you breaking, they sending that pressure. Hey, humble, you get in there now. Now they gonna put someone fresh on you because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I seen a couple of humbles that the ones that were in the mix, it was too much, a little too much for them. You know what I'm saying? So
you faced that 2-on-1. What kind of damage did they do to you, and what kind of damage did you do to them?
On that one,
if anything.
On that one, I really ain't do too much. Cause Morley bitch ass, Morley kept weaving about. I'm like, bitch stop running, ho. You know what I'm saying? Big Bear, he just boom, charging me. So I'm like, okay, I want to let this nigga hit me just on the side or on the back of my head. I'm gonna let Morley get the front. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I could get with Morley. You know what I mean? But Morley kept running and shit. I'm like, man, that nigga was pissing me off. They were like, you good? I'm like, bitch, I really want a one-on-one with Morley, right? But it was cool. You know what I'm saying? They banged me up. I got caught up like a week after. You know what I'm saying? Because I was working in the kitchen. Yeah. I was working in the kitchen and
you talking about
I got a black eye. Yeah. I had got a black eye. I really wasn't too banged up, to be honest. The homeboys fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. Every unit I went to, I had favoritism with the homeboys. They like, yeah, this bitch right here, stomp down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
you end up getting caught up in at the kitchen, you said?
Yeah, so I go to work and I go to the shower, boom. So I've been skirting off, you know what I'm saying? By this time, I barely got like a little bit of black under my eye. And I'm in the shower, we get out the shower, and some bitch, I can't remember his name, some bitch ass law, he's just like, oh, you got a black eye, come here. I'm like, fam, you know I just pulled up to the unit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's up, bro, you know what I mean? Like, chill on that police, that shit, hell nah, boom, lock me up. They locked me up, but I ain't get no case. They didn't write me up.
So when you say lock up, you talking about they
take
got
you
G for it?
No, they just lock you up. So they put you. So they got lock up too, which is I guess they lock you up while not being locked up. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's like solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying?
You go to jail in jail.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So they just take you away from population for a little bit, and they asked me straight up what happened. I told the major, I said, man, I just pulled up to the unit. He's like, okay. He's like, where you from? I said, I'm from Dallas. He's like, okay, you blasting right? And I said, nah, hell nah. He's like, I already know what's going on. He said, you good, man, go ahead. Boom, you know what I'm saying? They let me back out. You know what I mean? That's how they would do it at Clemens. They really did it. Unless you would go in there and say, hey, man, I'm in fear for my life, man, they give a fuck. They put you right back out there, you know what I'm saying? So I only I got caught. I was unlocked up for like 2 days and I went back. But this time they didn't put me with Big Bear. They had to give me my own cell now. You know what I'm saying? I had my own cell. Because I was top monk. Yeah. Nigga, what? Oh my God, bro. I broke Homeboy's radio. I broke Homeboy's hot pot. I got one of his shoes stuck in the door.
He got
and Homeboy hated me. Say Big Bear hated me. He's like, man, I need this bitch ass nigga out the cell, bro. I'll be like, nigga, fuck you. What the fuck? Hell no. But yeah.
Man, so I mean, after that, man, the heart check, did you get in any kind of other trouble while in Clemens?
Yeah, I probably got G4 right after that for falling out of place. I had fell out to a Humble's place to go smoke. They caught me and they G4'd me. So now I'm medium custody. So when you get to medium custody, they take a lot of your privileges away. You know what I'm saying? The phone privileges. You can't get contact visits. Your people can go see you, but it's a window visit. Yeah. They knock down the commissary, what you can buy. You know what I mean? You go to rec for an hour or two, and you only come out to the day room for like an hour or two. You get to walk the child and showers and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So I go to G4. When I go to G4, they call the whole squad that's going outside every day to
clean up the field.
Yeah, they call the whole squad every morning, fam. Like they do not miss a day. And these niggas love going to whole squad. I'm like, how was y'all stupid than them bitches? I would not go to whole squad. But I went for a little bit and I ain't like it. So I kept getting cases for not going, you know what I'm saying? So they locked me up. So you asked me about my weight, they locked me up. Boom. I ended up catching 3 cases back to back for not going to work. So they had this shit called special cell restriction while in G4. If you get 3 cases back to back within a 90-day span, they send you to a special cell restriction for 90 days. So you got to be in lockup for 90 days. They bring you your child and all this shit.
Wait a minute. Okay, because this is the first time I've heard it. So earlier we talked about being locked up during lockup, but it's not like
that's different. You know what I'm saying? They get you away from population.
And then you go to G4.
Yeah, they have some shit called special cell restriction.
And they have a jail for G4.
Yeah. If you get in trouble. So
how you go to jail? Inside of jail. Inside of jail.
Man,
yeah.
I'm telling you, fool. So I go to G. So they had a rule in G4 with the homeboys. If you go to special cell restriction, you get in the D, disciplinary. You know what I'm saying? You get the discipline. So I get 3 cases. So I already know I'm going to special cell restriction. So I tell the homeboys, I'm like, hey, bitch, I'm going to let you know I'm finna go to special cell restriction. You know what I'm saying? For what? I'm like, because I'm not going to work. They're like, man. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Now I'm like, nigga, man, I ain't finna be working for these hoes. So I go to special cell. Before I go to special cell, like I said, Brazoria County is hot as fuck, dog. So there was this property lady. Her name was Miss Kern. We called her Debo, cause she pull up and she see something ain't in the right position. She taking your shit. She don't give a fuck.
Did you end up ever getting that discipline though?
Yeah. So when I get out, boom. I get out. They let me at a special cell restriction. I stay on D row, boom, and I go to D4 row. I'm in 2 cell. Boom, and I'm talking about my first day at a special cell restriction. No, my second day. And usually they would take like 3 days to update the roster to see who was on restriction and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on restriction. I couldn't go to a rec. So I'm hoping they still hadn't got the updated paper, but they had already got it. Boom. An issue had happened or something with a crib had got into it with Vayuco, boom. So they squabbled in the day room, but they were supposed to wait for everybody to come out to the day room. Like, it was understood, like, they were gonna light it up.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah, they were gonna light it up, but they
couldn't wait.
The Vayucos decided to jump the gun. It was really their fault. They decided to jump the gun. It was only like 8 Mexicans out there, and the Crips and the Bloods, they was deep. And I ain't gonna lie, they mashed the gas on them boys, because they didn't let 4-row out. You know, they did it before everything. They didn't let 4-row out. And so whatever, boom, boom, that transpired. So they separated us. They put all the black people on 4-row, they put all the Mexicans on 3-row. And so now the tension is hot. You know what I'm saying? The tension is hot.
So real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but I do like to highlight this for everybody that's watching. What was the racial tension like for you? Well, not for you, but while you was in there.
Well,
is there?
I'm not gonna say
segregated, right?
It's segregated because I remember when I got to my first when I first touched the system. As soon as I hit the bowling alley, a black officer named Mr. Rowland, I can't remember his name. It was at Larry Gibbs. He was like, "Where you from? Where you from, big homie?" I said, "Man, I'm from Dallas." He said, "Oh yeah, you finna blast. Yeah, go in there and look for the Mexicans." The officers are telling you this shit off the rip. You know, go look for your people. You know what I'm saying? So you can see it segregated. The TVs at Clemens, the TVs were segregated. This was the blacks' TV. This was the Mexicans' TV. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 benches are for whoever's designated for them. The other 3, whoever could sit on them hoes. You know what I'm saying? It was both ways like that. So this was G2, but when I get to G4 at Clemens, this is the same unit. I go to G4, that rule doesn't exist. The TVs is for whoever, you know, you could just chill with whoever, kick it with whoever. Like, there's a lot of units where you couldn't drink or smoke or eat with the blacks or the whites or anybody else, you know what I'm saying? It's frowned upon, you know what I'm saying? And so
is that what kind of led up to this situation with the Crip and the Vayuco?
And I can't even remember what happened. Oh, it's because the Vayuco had this dude as a selling. As soon as Goofy whoop on that fool, because they kept stealing the shit. The blacks kept stealing the black dude fofo shit. Mm-hmm. And on one of them, they took a shampoo that was the homie, the Vayuco's shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So it started a whole issue. That's what started it. And, well, the Vayuco decided to fight him. He just jumped the gun, you know what I'm saying? He should have waited. And I mean, they you know, it just happened that the way they took care of it, it was wrong, and boom, they popped it off. So yeah, they separated
So you
us.
said it was about like 8 Bayucos or
So it was 2 Ayucos, 1 homeboy, I want to say 2 PRMs, and
so it's basically a race riot.
yeah, but it turned into a race riot, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So the tension was in the air. So while we're on lockdown, there's kites going back and forth saying, hey, as soon as we come off, we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna go just set this bitch up, you know. And
so how bad did those did the Raza get hurt?
oh, they got one. Humble Obama, that's what we called him, Obama. He looked just like Obama. That shit was crazy. Humble Obama at H time. I remember because I could see everything, you know what I'm saying? And Homeboy had got dropped, and I seen this Crip dude just stomping Homeboy, boom, boom, boom. He had broke Homeboy's nose out. Like, I thought he was finna kill Homeboy, because I just seen Homeboy shit, boom, 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 boom. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? So they got whooped on, bro.
Did they pull out any knives?
Nah, that unit said, well, I'll give it to at Clemens unit, bro. It was strictly, you know what I'm saying? We was strictly rocking because we all young, you know what I'm saying? We all young, so we was all just squabbling, you know what I'm saying? And so when they separated us, the tension's high, right? So mind you, at this time, I'm still waiting to get a D. All this doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? But my mind's like, last thing on my mind is thinking about me getting beat up. I'm like, nigga, I guess we finna set this bitch up. Homeboy 4-4 at a ATX, he was speaking for us. He ended up getting his G2. So when he was the main one, like, hey, homeboy, we finna set this bitch up. So I was like, I bet. Well, as soon as he got his G2 and homeboy Bird out of H-Town got the word, he started trying to talk about like, hey man, we're gonna talk this shit out, you know, ain't no need for it. Like, what, nigga, homeboy got stomped out, bro. Yeah, you know, like that's out the window. A homeboy, like, cool, you wanna say that about Yukos, whatever, cool, all right. But nigga, a homeboy got touched, like, we gotta get that back, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So whatever, we end up talking it out. So I had a Celly, my name's Celly, my Celly's name was I want to say Big D, but I might be wrong. But he was from a country town. He was a cool ass cat, bro. We in here were cool, you know what I'm saying? We had been set this like 2 weeks. And so I ain't gonna lie, I took his radio, I took his fare, I took all this shit. But I sent him his mail, you know what I'm saying? I sent him his pictures, you know, I didn't fuck with none of his personal shit. But I took all his other shit. All right, it's over with. He sent me a kite, man, how you, man? This war, you know what I'm saying? We fuck all that friendly shit. Once all the shit's cleared, then we can talk about it. But you know what I mean? And
yeah, you had a lot of resentment.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because
I mean, you see your people get
you know what I mean? Especially a homeboy, you know what I'm saying? And so that happened. So we get out. So okay. So fast forward, they let us off a lockdown, and the homeboys ended up voting that they just want to leave it at that. They're gonna finna beat up some people, whatever, right? So I'm like, man. So I'm walking the child one day. It was finna be Thanksgiving, 2013. I still remember. It's finna be Thanksgiving, and we're all talking about the trays. You know what I'm saying? We all excited about the trays, man. What they gonna give us? You know, that hoe gonna be fat. You know what I'm saying? We all excited about the trays. We talk about it, and homeboy Kuba turns around, and that was my nigga, but he fucked me up when he said that. He was like, yeah, we gonna get them trays, and then we gonna run who's ever check we gotta run, and we gonna get your D out the way. Yeah. So I looked at him, I said, you for real, homeboy? He's like, yeah, you already know you got that coming? I said, I bet. Yeah. I said, bet, all right, that's a bet. Boom. So now my mind, I go on some straight D-Town shit. I'm finna talk to all the D-Town homeboys. I'm like, hey, look, this is what I'm finna do, homeboy. I said, I'm finna call that nigga, I'm finna call these niggas out, whoever fucked up about it, nigga. We finna catch that paper, and niggas thinking like anything else, whatever, homeboy. I'm like, nigga, these niggas ready to beat on the homeboy, but want to politic with all this. Man, miss me with that shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess you could kind of say I got a D, but I kind of did it because we ran homeboy Chucky. My nigga Chucky was blasting homeboy. He from the hood too. What's crazy, the nigga I shot, that was his partner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was crazy. That was his partner. But we ended up being cool in there. You know what I'm saying? And homeboy, I ran his check. Me, Juvie, and Boyle ran his check. Juvie out of H-Town, homeboy Boyle right here from out of North Dallas. We run his check. And then it's like, Juvie's like, hey, we gotta run Tiny's check too, because they call me Big Tiny in there. He's like, we gotta run Tiny's check too, D2. I'm like, shit, come on. Boom, we did like 10 seconds. Man, like I said, the homeboys fuck with me. They know I ain't give a fuck. I'm ride or die, you know what I'm saying? So, boom, we got it out the way. And
so this guy Cuba, man, that you were talking about, was he a homeboy?
yeah, he was a homeboy at H-Town.
But they kind of,
He threw me off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
put you in a
yeah, fool was like, what you mean, fool? You know, because he's one of the main ones. Before I got to G4, I kept hearing his name, and they kept saying, oh, homeboy Cuba can fight, you know, homeboy Cuba a rider. And then when they turned around and did that shit,
the politicking.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, come on, homeboy. I'm like, man, that's because they were wrong. They were wrong. Right or wrong, fool, that's a homeboy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never want to see a humble get stomped at. Not if I got a chance to help a humble nigga, we going against whoever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I fucked with them by you, because that was in there. Everybody that was in there, I fucked with them because I was like, man, y'all, you know, y'all did y'all thing. You say y'all roll shit. And
so after your check, man, what is life like going?
So it was cool, you know. I was chilling, so I get my G2 back. You know what I'm saying? I end up chilling out. I get my G. So look, when I first get to G4. I had caught a assault on an officer named Olatuvasin, a Nigerian fool. I still remember his name, Olatuvasin. Hoe ass
What you do, man? You took off on him?
Nah, bro. I come back from whole squad, right? I come back from whole squad, and I didn't have my property. They had took my property, so I'm bucking. I'm fresh G4. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm like, man, I need my shit. Where's my shit? And they keep bullshitting. And I remember I'm trying to go in my cell, and I remember that fool grabbing me here. I remember him grabbing me, and I remember just going like, man, get your bitch ass hands off me, fool. So I go in the day room, and I'm already like, man, whatever, boom. And next thing I know, they're like, hey, they need to talk to you at the sergeant's office. I come out. As soon as I come out the wing, boom, boom, boom. You're going, we're locking you up for what? Like, well, assault in the office. Like, who the fuck did I assault? I'm like, hell no. And so long story short, I go to court. You know, we go to court for the hearing for the little case.
Court?
Yeah, so they run court. They write you a case. Yeah. They write you a case. They come serve it, and then you can go to court and fight it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a write-up, and I go fight it. And in the case paper, I'm seeing he's saying that I elbowed him, right? So I'm like, man. But when we're at court, he starts telling he's telling the captain in front of me that I hit him, that I slapped him on the shoulder like this. So I'm like, oh, I'm finna beat this hoe. You know, I'm excited. I'm like, I'm finna beat this hoe. And they record this shit on a recorder and everything while they're hosting the case. So boom, he's like, all right, what's your statement? All right, Captain, he said I slapped him on the shoulder, right? He says, yep. I said, well, if you check the case, he's talking about I elbowed him on his hand. And the captain turned the recording off. He said, look, man, if you want to fight this case, you got to do this, you got to do that. I was like, ah, man. I was like, man, whatever. Just run this bitch, dog. I don't give a fuck. So that's what started my fucking downhill drift of just getting in trouble back to back to back to, man, I was fucking, man, fuck.
Hey, so I hear you talking about, you know, that you've seen the riot, you know, between the blacks and the Mexicans. Now, first of all, was this your first riot you've ever seen?
Yeah, it was my first time seeing action.
Were you ever actually in a riot?
Yeah, actually, so from when I was right there at Clemens, I was G4. I ended up going to G2, back to G2. I ended up getting G4 again, and I ended up getting shipped because we smashed on some dude. Me and the Humbles ended up smashing on some dude. And they sent me to Connelly. Connelly is known for the Texas 7.
The Texas 7,
yeah, that escaped from that bitch, you know what I'm saying? So that was the first unit where they put the electrical wires around that bitch and shit like that. Wow. That's supposed to be like super high security type shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I went, and I got to G5, and so that was a whole different ball game, you know? So, excuse me, they call it Johnny B. Connelly.
Wait, so you end up getting G5 for smashing the homeboy?
Yeah, we smashed a PRM dude. Yeah, we smashed a PRM dude. And so we end up going, so when I get to Connelly, I keep hearing them calling it Johnny B. Connelly. Well, it's called John B. Connelly, but Johnny B. Connelly. So when we get to G5, when I get to G5, All they're giving us they're short of staff every day, bro.
Yeah.
So they're giving us sack lunches for sack lunches, sack breakfasts, and sack dinners every day.
Now I'm starting to see
You know
what
I'm
you
saying?
mean by John B. Collins.
Yeah, you
getting
understand?
Johnny
So
sacks every day.
that's all we
Yeah.
get. In fact, mystery meat with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, dog, every day. And once in a while they give us a hot tray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. It'd be so much shit it'd be so much conflict in the air over there, bro. Every time they call Rex, something pops off, you know what I'm saying? Every time they call Rex, something happens, so we go back on lockdown, you know what I'm saying? So if they do have the fucking laws now to let us out, we on lockdown, day one, week one type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've probably been over there 8 months, and there was a homeboy settlers with Chino. It was a homeboy named Chino was settlers with this dude named Fifth Ward out of H-Town, Crip nigga. And they settlers one day, we on lockdown, and I guess they get into it. They start squabbling. They start squabbling, and next thing you know, homeboy Chino come to the door and he's like, man, this nigga a hoe. Man, they say, man, all the Crips, man, this nigga a bitch. This nigga a hoe. This nigga, I'm gonna have this nigga on bunk restriction. This hoe can't get off the bunk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now the Crips, we're at the door like, what's up, Chino? You good? He's like, man, I just whooped my Sally. I said, this hoe don't want to fight no more, you know? He called this nigga out and run, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now the Crips are coming to the door and they're like, man, Fifth Ward, what's up? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Woo woo. And but he ain't saying nothing, you know what I'm saying? That nigga Chino's at the door like, man, he on bunk restriction. This hoe can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Well, so he finally let him come talk. And he was like, man, what's up? What's going on, Fifth Ward? He's like, man, shit, we already fought like 5 rounds. He's like, I'm done. I don't want to fight no more. And they're like, man, you can't do that if that nigga want to fight. So that Chino got him out the door again, you know, boo-boo. So I guess Chino was holding that nigga for like a week. And one day they're passing out Johnnies for breakfast. And I guess Chino was at the door waiting for the Johnnies. And next thing you just hear is, they spray somebody. Come to find out, Fifth Ward waited until they brought the Johnnies to the slot and took off on homeboy. Boom, boom, boom. You know, stalled off on them and shit. And in front of the laws, man, catch out move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. In front of the laws, yeah.
Yeah,
sure,
you know what I'm saying? So they end up locking up Chino. And what's his name? Fifth Ward, he ended up staying in the cell, right? Boom. So let's say a week later comes and motherfucking Chino comes back. Yeah. Chino comes back and he said he's with homeboy Wedo G. And they get put in 3 section. So Chino comes back and he's like, we asked him like, what you want to do, homeboy? You know that hoe Fifth Ward's the hood, what you want? He's like, well shit, when we go out, I'm finna smash that hoe. I bet, you know what I'm saying? But we were gonna leave it alone because the Crips said they were gonna take care of it. But when we went to wreck one time before that, they did it. So it was like, what you wanna do, Chino?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So he was like, nigga, I'm trying to smash on that hoe. I bet. You know, so it's already understood. When we go to wreck, homeboy finna do that, and more than likely, we already was ready, you know?
Yeah, pretty much, and especially like him being affiliated and y'all being homeboy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's a whole conflict.
It comes with a lot more, you know? So maybe like a week before they let us out for wreck, there was a Ayuko and a blood at Sally's on 2 section. And at that time we had just came off a lockdown because some fools had tried to the Crips had smashed on the Crips and the homeboys smashed on this fool named Rico that came from Beto.
He must have had a bad case.
Yeah, well when he was in Beto, he was a Crip, but when he got to Connelly, he wanted to be a homeboy. And then the Crips ended up finding out, you know, so he ended up telling the homeboys, like, man, y'all my people and y'all ain't gonna ride for me, and shit like that. And they were like, what you mean, nigga? You was just a Crip at the other unit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's already over with. So they matched the gas on him, and so they put us on a 30-day lockdown. We get off. We had just got off, you know what I'm saying? And so everybody gets to go like the 2 little stores. But the blood and the Ayuko get into it, boom, 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 boom. And they say that the blood starts screaming out, oh man, this fool's trying to shank me. This fool's trying to shank me, you know what I'm saying? Boo, boo, boo. And the whole time he got the Ayuko by the nuts inside the cell, you know what I'm saying? And so the laws come, boom, they lock him up and shit. And the blood steady saying this fool was trying to stab him. But the Ayuka come back, he's like, man, hell no, I was whooping that hoe. I was whooping that hoe so bad, that hoe started trying to grab my nuts. He finally got a hold of my nuts. He's like, nigga, and he started screaming at everybody. Woo. So supposedly they were gonna go to reg and do it, but there was only like 4 Ayukos in our 2 sections. So we told the Ayukos like, hey, fool, if it pops off, we got y'all, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we ain't gonna let y'all get smashed on, you know what I'm saying? If y'all niggas fight, we gonna ride with y'all, you know what I'm saying? We go to rec, so they call rec. But before they called rec, the sergeant, I don't know how they had heard about it, but they were like, hey man, we heard some shit's going down. Well, they come tell me and Humble Flesh. So we're like, so what's that mean? They're like, well, look, man, if y'all got any issues, man, we're gonna let y'all get some fights out the way, but that's it. So we don't want no trouble. We don't want y'all doing. I'm like, so y'all gonna let the homeboys get money if they wanna get money? Like, yeah, all right, bet. You know, so we go outside, we tell the homeboys, hey, these niggas talking about they gonna let you, you know, Chino, they gonna let you squabble. They get your paper, nigga. I said, homeboy, he's like, we're like, how far you wanna take? He's like, bitch, that nigga crashed me out. It's like, bet, understood, you know what I'm saying? Go all out, you know, fuck it. And, but before we settled our issue, the Ayukos and the Bloods were talking. I guess the Bloods peeped game, and they ended up being like, man, yeah, you know, we found out that nigga was lying. Woo, boom, they squashed the beef, and a lot of Crips didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? I guess they knew because all the Mexicans came out. That's one thing I will say about prison. When it came to racial things for in the raza, we would, nigga, when all the raza get together, it was like, I know that shit's scary because we get deep to the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And so we deep as fuck outside. I still remember this shit. We deep as fuck. And so they don't squabble, but Humble Chino and Fifth Ward start squabbling. They get money. Boom, boom, boom. It's kind of weak, to be honest. Humble was talking a lot of shit. Didn't really do too much. So we all like, man. So he don't want to stop fighting. The sergeant that came in, he's like, all right, it's over, it's over. So we look at Chino like, what's up? What you want to do? So man, shit, nigga, let's set this bitch off. And we thugging. We're like, man, whatever, you know. So now the laws are telling us, all right, man, chill. We gonna let them back in. So we're like, nah, you know, if any of the homeboys or any of the raza out here got a celly that's black, don't let them go in. You know what I'm saying? Let us get our shit. You know, let our people pack our shit up. Yeah. So we're like, all right. So now we're giving them conditions in order for us to go in too. Cause you know, like I did when the riot popped off at Clemens, I took my silly shit. It was like, fuck it, it's wartime. You know what I'm saying? You know they gonna do the same shit. If the nigga had a celly that was a homeboy, then he's still in this, you know, man, it's law. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I mean, some people might not do it. They kind-hearted, but when it's war, you know what I'm saying? So that was so, they're like, all right, boom. So now Chino's kind of tripping on the laws a little bit. And they start, the bitch ass GI, the gang unit fool, he shoots a can, boom, and hits Chino in the head and splits his shit.
Oh man, that ain't
you know what I'm saying? So when he does that, now we're like, oh, bring y'all bitch ass in the rec yard. Come on. So they're like, nah, man, fuck all that. Now we hogging the rec yard for another 2 hours. We're trying to climb up on the roof. They start threatening us, we're calling the Coast Guard and everything, because we had hogged that bitch. You know what I'm saying? There was people coming in on chains, seeing us out there not giving a fuck. Thugging. I'm talking about we deep to the bitch out there. And finally, they end up chilling us out. So they start letting us in. Boom, boom. Me on, they sent us all to SEG for that riot. So that was my first time I went to SEG. Back there and shit. Yeah. And SEG's a whole different world, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where all the farmers are at, you know what I mean? So it's different.
Let me ask you this, bro. I mean, that sounds like a really crazy and intense event that happened in your life right there, right? So, how do y'all move forward after that? And I'm saying, like, not just you in general, but you and the Bloods and the Crips or whoever was out there, because it's starting to sound like it was a whole race riot out there.
Yeah, so, you know, I guess tensions brew, bro. Tensions brew, and you feel the segregation for a bit after, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot
you feel the tension, you know what I mean? Because now people aren't seeing you as just a regular person no more, you know what I'm saying? Now they're just looking at you as like, oh, this fool switch up any minute, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just part of prison, you know what I'm saying?
Did you feel that way about, I mean, because I know going in before all that, you probably had people that were, you know, homeboys or acquaintances that were black or whatever?
Yeah, I had a couple, you know.
So did that change your perspective on how you looked at them?
Honestly, yeah, for a little bit. After that riot, it kind of, if it was just tension, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because I would always feel like, oh man, that's a certain reason to just set this bitch off, you know what I'm saying? Because now it would feel like motherfuckers just testing you, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I felt like, I don't know, I don't know. It gets, prison is fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Prison made me look at shit a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just like I've been with them, because I've heard black people say, oh man, the essays go racist in prison. It's not that, homie, you know what I'm saying? It's just the raza blood, something about the raza blood, homie, when it comes to just being together, the unity, homie. They say it themselves, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, something about y'all essays, y'all, you know, y'all loyal, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And it's just the bloodline. But me, I love my raza, you know what I'm saying, dog? Sure. No matter what. You know, homeboys sometimes used to get mad at me because I would try to protect little fools that I'd be like, I could see with we, because I'd be like, man, homeboy, we ain't supposed to be picking on these little niggas. But some niggas deserve it, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas deserve to get picked on and get their shit took because they just out of there. But some niggas is like, nah, fool, this fool's actually cool. He's just a bitch, but man.
Yeah.
You know
so how long did you end up doing this set?
I ended up doing 2.5 years, fam. So when I go back
for
there,
that one event?
For that riot.
Yeah.
I go back there and they put us on level 3. So check this out. I go to level 3. Level 3, you don't got shit. They give you your fan, 5 bars of soap, 10 stamps, a notepad, 1 pen, 10 envelopes, and that's probably it. And your hygiene, which is a toothbrush, a little small toothbrush, a little small toothpaste, a little small shampoo, a little small conditioner, and that's it, you know what I'm saying? Your shower slides, you know what I'm saying? You don't even get your gym shorts, you just gotta be in boxers. And every time they get you out the cell, they gotta record you like a superstar, you know what I'm saying? And they put the fucking, first you get locked up, boom, they put the cuffs on, they put the cuffs in the front, boom, then you come out, and they put the shackles. They got you shackled up and they gotta record you. They go do whatever the fuck they gotta do, boom. So you do that 30 days. I do that 30 days, I go to level 2. They bring me the rest of my property, which is the rest of my mail, my pictures, whatever shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so when I'm back there, there's a homeboy named Turbo out of H-Town. And so we tell him like, what's up, homeboy? We just got back here for woo, 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 woo. He said, all right. He's like, well, homeboy, it's different back here. So, you know, y'all see, you know. But he ain't really trying to fuck with us because he see we also, well, he been back there a minute, so he already think different. So maybe like that same night, after breakfast, I think the pill lady window's walking by. Pill lady window's the one that passes the pills.
Yeah.
And I guess homeboy was trying to jag on her, and he starts getting mad, you know what I'm saying? Cause he like, oh bitch, you ain't gonna watch this being here. Or he start going crazy. So we at the door like, homeboy, you all right? And when he get mad, he gets to doing these evil devil noises and shit, right? And we was like, man, homeboy, you all right? What's up, bitch? You all right, homeboy? He's like, hey, homeboy, if y'all ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do, stay the fuck out my way. Whoa. So he like, nigga, fuck you then, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Do what the fuck you want to do. And Bahama was already, you know, he was a crash out back there, bro. The laws already knew he was a crash out. Then they would always run the team. He's always making hooch. You know, Hamba was just tripping back there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once we get to our level 1, they start separating us, you know what I'm saying? And ain't too many homeboys back there and say, you know what I mean? Because the people that like us, the homeboys when we were going back there was for disciplinary, you know what I'm saying? So when we get back there, these farmers, which is the Mexican Mafia, the TS, the RUs, all these dudes, they've been there years. Fool. I met people that had been there 30 years already in SEG, you know what I'm saying? This is 2015, 16. They already been there 30 years, you know what I'm saying? So it was crazy meeting them fools because everything runs different over there. You know, everything's more politics and shit. But you had homeboys like Chino that was just fucking warriors. They taking out the vents, making spear guns, trying to shit people down. I had a motherfucking black dude out of New Orleans throw shit at me when I was back there. You know what I'm saying? Because we got into it. I speared his bitch ass and the nigga threw shit at me. Filled up my whole cell with dookie, bro. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas would be doing that shit though, you know what I'm saying? I had never seen that type of shit back there. That's a different type of warrior, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, bro. I mean, you've been through a lot, man. And that is some crazy stuff to hear. I never heard that. But, I mean, I've heard it happen, but I've never met somebody that happened to. But let me ask you this. What would you say was literally the craziest thing that you've ever seen in prison that really kind of shook you or I know you still think
for
about
sure.
today?
So I think the crazy, so I was talking about that riot. I end up getting another riot when I go to Michael's unit. I get to Michael's unit and I'm G5. So when I'm talking about G5, when I'm at Connelly, imagine we getting Johnnies all day. We barely coming out the cell. We barely doing anything. I'm at Michael's unit. It's the whole complete opposite. We're in the day room at 3 o'clock in the morning playing dominoes. We 7 deep in a cell. Like, we tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like, this bitch is dangerous. This is nothing but fuck ups and fuck ups and fuck ups. You know, ain't none of us doing right, you know what I'm saying? And there's drugs everywhere, fam. So, an incident had happened where a homeboy named Manny got jacked by a Crip, a Blood, and a Folk. Well, rumor was supposedly that two homeboys had set him up, and because they were mad that they weren't putting, I don't know, some bullshit, right? So when that shit happens, I remember I go to 2 section and I go up to homeboy Manny's cell and I go check on him, but I see he's trying to tie up his cell, you know what I'm saying? He trying to like lock it. So I'm like, bitch, open the door, nigga? He's like, nah, y'all trying to get me, I'm like, what you mean, nigga? So I open it, I go in the cell, and his cell's all fucked up. Like they robbed this nigga, like straight up robbery. And the homeboy was beat the fuck up. So I'm like, bitch, like nigga, come outside, show the homeboys how you look. Nigga, we finna set this bitch off, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, nigga, that's riot material right there, bro. We finna pop this bitch out. But for some reason, the homeboys was on some politics shit. Niggas was seeing money before the homeboy shit, you know, niggas wasn't, I guess the blast loyalty wasn't in there no more. They were just thinking about their drops, their cell phones, their money, you know what I'm saying? So they ended up chilling. So the Bloods were like, man, what's up? If any of your homeboys still fucked up about it, man, they can get a one-on-one. So I'm like, well, shit, nigga, I'm fucked up about it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting a one-on-one with this fool named B Money, mow the nigga down, beat the nigga up, you know what I'm saying? But one way, at that time, I fuck with my nigga Pac-Man, and he's one of the niggas supposedly they said that had set the shit up, you know what I'm saying? And when I found that shit out, I was like, man, he had a life sentence. You know, so all these niggas I'm telling you about, they all got life sentences. Nigga, I got a 12-year sentence, and I'm playing with these. I'm like, nigga, I'm over here going hard on the bitch over the blast for these niggas. They might not ever go home. I got the chance to go home, and I'm tripping in that bitch, you know what I'm saying? So, boom. So tension was brewing. So like I said, this bitch is wide open, fool. We all in different sections we ain't supposed to be. So every time you go to a different section, you feel that shit just coming, nigga. I remember Humble Big West saying, man, the death is around this bitch. Death is flying around this bitch. And he used to pray to the Santísima. So one day, we finally having a meeting, and Humble was like, oh shit, nigga, what we finna do? Like, we finna set this bitch off. So, all right, so look, what we finna do, we finna go to 2 section, we finna catch some niggas over there, we finna set it off with the Bloods. When the Crips think it's good, we gonna set it off with them. So it was a whole plan, right? Boom. But we go to 2 section, we don't see the Bloods we're looking for. We come out, we go to 3 section, they're not there, they're in 1 section. So they're starting to close the doors, we run to 1 section, boom. When we get to 1 section, they're on 2 row. Boom, 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 we get on 2 row. So we're like 12 deep. There's the only 2 fools right here. And Humble Big West is like, what's up? And we're like, shit, what's up? He like, all right, man. Boom, 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 takes off on Wild Bill. Boom, boom, boom. So when he takes off on Wild Bill, PJ, the other Blood nigga, he starts running on 3 row. Boom. When he starts running on 3 row, homeboy Pac-Man and Checo chase him. Boom, 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 boom. When this fool takes off on him, it's cold, so we got jackets on. We takes off on him. Wild Bill pulls out a shank. Boom. Big old ice pick. It's fucking big. I still remember that. And it pulls that hoe, and I'm like, oh shit. So the run's kind of small, fam. You know what I'm saying? So when I see, I'm like, oh shit. I step back, and I'm like, oh. So now I'm like, you know, diving in. So I'm like, oh. So Humble Big West is like, quítate la verga, like, cause he got a big old shank. He's like, nigga, I'm gonna stab him. I'm like, bitch, chill. Like, nigga, I don't want to turn my back on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So while we're doing this, he's steady backing up. backing up. So when the run backs up, it's the little passway this way that takes you to 2 section. There's a door right there. Usually that hall will be rigged to where you can go through there. When I'm going back, I take off my jacket and I tell Humble, you ready? He like, yeah. I throw that bitch up and I get out his way and he starts chasing that nigga. So he starts chasing that nigga while Bill goes to the door, trying to get in the door to go to 2 section, but the whole lot. So when I see that, I'm like, damn, these fools are finna get at each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, these. So when I see Humble Big West start getting to the right there to the crossover, that fool Wild Bill starts going over the rail. So we on 2 row. He go over the rail, and I guess in his mind he was just gonna jump and fall on his feet type shit. But his foot gets stuck on the rail when he jumps, and that fool falls face first, dog. Boom! And I'm like, oh, like everybody in the day room was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So when he falls, Big West is like, man, I'm going out. So we start running downstairs, and but he jumps right up. Boom! He jumps right up. So when he jumps right up, Humble Catracho's coming in through the door, and Humble Catracho's a crazy ass nigga out of Honduras, Humble blasting out of H-Town. He come in like, man, voy a matar a este hijo de puta, and he's ready to stab the nigga too. So when he sees that nigga, he starts, there was some fool next to him, a Solano, a Mexican fool, so I guess he had got up the table like, what the fuck is going on? And Wild Bill just hits that fool once. Boom! Boom in the back. Now he hit that nigga 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. And that nigga falls face first. And we're all, in my head, I'm like, that nigga's dead, you know what I'm saying? So we go downstairs, boom. When we go downstairs, Humble Northside had a fan motor. He had it in the sock, you know what I'm saying? So it was Northside, Humble Big West, Humble Checo, Humble Bayuco Humble named also, and some other Bayuco Humble, and they're smashing on Wild Bill, boom, boom, boom. And me and Dirty are smashing on Amarillo, boom, 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 boom. So I remember Dirty had a shank made out of like that hard plastic, you know what I'm talking about? They had to make the cover lights. He had a shank, that was pretty big. So while we're beating up Amarillo, I remember seeing this nigga in Humble, Dirty was stocky than a bitch. I'm seeing this nigga just work, boom, boom. I seen him do it at least like 10 times. I'm like, this nigga stabbing the fuck out this nigga, bro. Boom, we whooping this nigga. I look to the side and I see these niggas whooping on this nigga. I'm seeing Northside swing the fucking, swing the motor around like he Goliath swinging the fucking rock. He hitting homeboys and everything. Boom, boom, boom. He swinging that bitch around. Humble Big West is stabbing the fuck out this nigga. Boom. Every time you see him pull out, you just see another red dot on his on his white thermal. Another red dot, right? Boom, 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 boom. So African finally comes in and he's like, he sprays the air. When he sprays, we're all like, hey. I look over to the side, that nigga Amarillo, he falls face first. Boom. So, and I look at Wild Bill, he hits the fucking wall and he's like, he's spitting out blood and falls down, boom. And I'm like, nigga, we didn't kill these niggas, you know what I'm saying? So we run the 3 section, boom, we run the 3 section. And now we're over there. So now Humble Northside's like, man, we should smash the Crips over here right now. So now we're like debating whether we want to go. And they're hearing us saying this shit, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, man, these niggas here. And so I tell Northside, hey, Humble, come here. And he's like, what's up? I look at his face, this nigga had a gash wide open. I swear to you, I could stick like, man, the only thing was missing to see his teeth. You know what I'm saying? That big ass gash. And I'm like, bitch. He's like, man, it's cool. I got him too. He's like, nigga, so I guess that nigga Wild Bill slashes that shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember getting some Vaseline. I grabbed a scoop of that shit. I said, come here, bitch. Boom, I slapped that shit in there. I tried to pack it in as good as I could. That hoe just said, and I was like, bitch, I was like, nigga, you need to fucking get somebody to tie your shit up or something, my nigga. Cause that nigga shit was like, what the fuck? That shit was crazy. And homeboy, Big West, I know that nigga stabbed him twice. He stabbed him like 3 times. Wild Bill got him like 3 times, twice in the back, once in the chest, But like the Big West, he didn't give a fuck. He had 80 years, you know what I'm saying? Pac-Man had a life sentence. Checo had a life sentence. All these niggas got, unlimited time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just over here tripping on the 12-year sentence, bro, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't give a fuck, shit is PTB, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is. And So we get caught, and they take me to lockup, and that's really when I gained my name, Proverb. You know what I'm saying? I think that moment right there made me real, cause nigga, when I'm in lockup, all the rumors going around is 3 people died. So I'm like, man, that's it. I'm finna live the rest of my life in prison. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I done fucked my life up. I'm never getting out. You know what I'm saying? So when they brought me my Bible, I started reading the book of Proverbs, and that's really what kind of just made me, I was already writing music, but that made me realize, okay, maybe I got something to say, you know what I'm saying? And shit.
So, for the record, man, they all made it though, right?
Yeah.
They ended up making it.
You know what I'm saying? They all made
This
it.
the first time you ever been in a riot with knives?
Yeah, bro. So when I'm at Michael's, people walking around with knives like they guns. I ain't never seen that my whole time. You know what I'm saying? The people that had knives were just for sure finna use them type shit.
Man, that sounds like a very crazy situation, man.
Yeah.
I'm honestly left speechless, bro. Especially with the guy, you know, he got a gas. You know,
That was crazy to me, but
So you come home, man. You finally, so you got sentenced for 12 years. You had to do all your 12.
I did 11.
To the door.
Because of COVID. Because of COVID. The only reason I made parole was because of COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They let me out.
So you're out, man, and you've been doing music.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems like just sitting here talking to you, having this conversation. I know you've been through a lot and everything, but you got the music going for you. You hooked up with Easy, and you guys are going places. Let me ask you this, man. I always tell people, man, you go through these situations so that you can obtain a testimony and share it to inspire other people. And maybe where you went wrong can help someone else go right, man. Is there anything that you want to say to any viewers or maybe young people that are looking up to you right now, bro?
For sure, man. I would say, man, patience, man. You know, a little patience and dedication, man. You know what I mean? Nothing comes to a dreamer but sleep, you know what I'm saying? So, or maybe it's sleep to a dreamer, I forgot what it is. But, you know, I think you just gotta be dedicated to what you want to do, man, because in this time of life right now, bro, you can do anything. There's like, people say, oh, there's nothing. Bro, you can sit in front of a computer and become a millionaire, you know what I mean? So it's about just, man, pushing for something, man. You know, the streets is always gonna be the streets, bro. As soon as one drug dealer gets popped, the next one's coming, you know what I'm saying? As soon as one killer gets popped, another killer's gonna pop up. You know, the streets ain't nothing but a cycle that keeps leading us to destruction, man, you know what I mean? So I would advise, man, have patience, man, and have faith in whatever you're doing, bro, because manifestation is real, but manifestation don't come unless you put it in work. Yeah. So, you know, I advise the youngsters, man, to put in work, man, to something productive, man, that's gonna if you start off young, man, there's no limit to your future, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have been able to start everything I'm doing as a youngster, bro. But instead, I've spent my time in prison, and I don't regret it because it made me who I am. But you know how much shit I've missed, bro? You know, when people tell me about what they've done in their childhood, and all I can reminisce on is, damn, I was in this unit that year. That's no type of memories you want. You know what I mean? As a youngster, man, you want to build, man. So I suggest, man, they have so many. These youngsters know how to get money nowadays, man. If you making money, use it for something useful, man. Yeah. And become something successful and break that motherfucking curse, bro, because that's what holds a lot of us back, you know what I'm saying? That generational curse, man. And somebody has to make it out of here, you know, with something positive, you know what I mean? So, man, all I can say is have patience and dedication, man, and love what you do, man, and stay out the streets, and, man, don't go to prison, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I'll advise, that's my biggest advice, don't go to prison. If you might be tough, but in there ain't no guns, it's nothing but dukes. And you might think you a player with that mouthpiece, but in there you gonna meet some savages that know how to bark, you know what I'm saying? So I say just stay out.
I'll tell you what, man, I appreciate you taking the time out to come sit down and talk with me. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find your music at, where they can find you.
And again, I go by Proverb on the mic, Proverb like the scriptures, man. PROVERB_ONDAMIC, man. You can find me on all streaming platforms. You can find me on anything, man. I'm re-uploading all my music, got an album coming. You know, hey, I'm on the way, man. Shout out to all of my niggas, man. Free all my homeboys.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to all your projects. You know, I've been telling you, you're doing your thing. And again, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you came through. Outside Looking In, episode 4 is the homie Proverb on the mic. Make sure y'all tune in. hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you make sure that you know that the next episode is coming soon, man. Y'all, let's go, man.
Man, what's up with it, man? It's your boy West Dino. Y'all watching Outside Looking In. Make sure you tap in. Like and subscribe, man.
Hey everybody, as you can see, I had the privilege of sitting down and interviewing the homie Proverb on the mic. And I do want to say that as you can see on the camera, the guy has a larger than life personality. He's a ball of life. I love the guy, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing in the music. But I want to point out one thing. I want him to be a prime example to anybody that's watching this who's in the penitentiary, on the way to the penitentiary, or fresh home from the penitentiary. Proverb is a prime example that no matter what you've done in your life, even after the tragedy that he committed, and his experience going through the penitentiary system, in and out of lockdown, segged up, fighting, all these situations that he's gone through, he is still able to come home, have a little bit of joy in his heart, have a positive mindset, and have the heart to chase his dreams, right? Let him be an example. There's many of you guys who feel hopeless, don't know what to do with yourselves. There's opportunity. You just gotta find it within yourself. The way Proverb has, he's found music. Music is his calling. He is doing everything he can to make sure that that dream happens. And I hope that you guys can also do whatever it takes to make your dreams happen. Remember, penitentiary is not your home. Penitentiary is just a place that you have to go through. Don't let those circumstances define you, just the way Proverb didn't. Guys, this is Outside Looking In, episode 4. And man, y'all need to tap in, bro. Share, like, comment, and subscribe, man. Tell your people about us. And if you also want to get on, holla at your boy.